we're back. Either that or
Whether
we've
you
never
like
left.
it or not.
You know, we'll
We're
see.
here.
We're here still. Narrowly a butt's moved. Actually, yeah, mine's probably the only one that didn't.
Yep.
You might not be seeing any of this, so. And if you are, it's okay, because you're used to rambling. So we went down to the Columbia Gorge, actually over, if you want to be specific. We went over to the Columbia Gorge Fiber Festival in the Dalles.
East.
Yeah.
We went east.
We did. We traveled eastbound and down, loading up and trucking. That was fun. We took the traveling U-bus. Melissa will talk more about that because she's better about specifics and details, whereas I'm just like, we took the bus.
We took the short bus.
We did take the short bus, and we did not ride in the back.
No, we
I kind
didn't.
of wish I had. But no, that was fun. Knitted on the way. Knitted on the way back. So it was very cute little get together. We met up with Leslie and Dear Sweet for just a few minutes because they got there super early,
Right.
and so they were pretty much done by the time we showed up.
Which was
Right.
awesome, I have to say, because we got there and hardly anybody was there, so we had first dibs on. I'm not first dibs because we would have
that's
had to have
very
gone
nice.
Friday night, but
Yeah.
but it was awesome because it was like not busy at all. And
Yeah.
so we just stood around, talked to a lot of the different vendors, and just relaxed. It was really nice.
Funny that you mentioned that. That was one of my observations about this festival was because it was a smaller scale. The vendors to me seemed a lot more relaxed,
Yes.
and I got to visit with several of them, and that was so fun.
I loved it. That's the thing
Yeah.
I think I loved the most. And we even told some of them that. We said, we just love this. We feel like we can get to know people and
Right.
hear their story about how they started their companies or
Right.
whatever. And it was just really, I don't know.
It
it's very
felt
personable.
more intimate and personal and less overwhelming.
Yes.
The venue itself was absolutely beautiful, and I like that we
Gorgeous.
have different experiences because Leslie and Dear Sweet went by themselves first thing in the morning, and we met up with JJ and her crew for the Traveling U, and we all met up and got picked up by Mindo, the bus driver. And so we just got to knit and chat, and it's a gorgeous ride out through the gorge. Ha ha ha. That's so
beautiful.
funny.
You
What?
couldn't ask.
Gorgeous ride through the gorge.
It is, though. I mean, it's like stunning.
It's
like,
beautiful.
I
You're just along the Columbia River, and it's just one of those places that makes you feel really grateful.
We're
for
driving
where we
along,
live.
and she's like the child in the backseat. Look, the water! There's Multnomah Falls. Everyone, stop what you're doing. Look up. And I was thinking, you
Not
dork.
quite that bad,
Okay,
but
no,
I'm sorry. If you can
no,
drive
no.
past.
Listen, I was about to
Okay.
give you a pat on the back.
Oh, good. Thank you. I feel better now.
Relax. Now will you knit me something? And so out of obligation to make my little friend happy, I looked out the window at the waterfall, and it was beautiful. And it occurred to me, I'm always the one driving through the gorge, and you don't really get to look at it when you're driving. You can kind of glance at it, but it was nice to just look at it without having to worry about crashing. And so thank you for that.
Oh, good. I wasn't quite that obnoxious about
No,
it.
she
but
wasn't obnoxious at all.
But you have to appreciate. I mean, it's just beautiful. I usually drive through the gorge in the summertime, and so to drive through the gorge in the fall, because we drive through the gorge to go to our favorite camping spot in the summer, and so it's just different. You know, it just
The
looks
place
different.
that nightmares are made of.
Oh,
There's no electricity there.
Lost Lake.
Or plumbing.
Awesome. It's awesome.
Outhouses, flies,
Beautiful.
bugs, stinks.
Beautiful. Love it. Favorite place on earth.
Sounds
Anyway,
amazing.
yes, it is. It's
Hell on earth.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Keeps
In fact,
everybody else
when,
away.
no,
It's
when
heaven
we
on
went,
earth.
we had our generator running because we needed the air on, and these people had the nerve to come over and complain to us about the noise of the generator.
Because it's so
We're
peaceful.
like, it's hot out.
That would have been me.
Yeah, exactly.
That would have been me. I would.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I'm just used to the scenery of, so it was just
Yeah.
gorgeous.
So,
to
and
look
it
at.
was just lovely to not have the responsibility of paying attention and navigating and all of that sort of thing, and to have the time to knit. And so it worked out really, really well. But we got a much later start than Leslie did, so we're still like waiting to get picked up by the bus. And Leslie's like, "You here
Where are
yet?" No.
We're not even close to being
No,
there yet.
not here. So once we got there, we Leslie and Dear Sweet had a chance to wander around and meet everybody and talk with people. And Michelle and I had gotten through about a third of the vendors before we met up and got a bite to eat and that kind of thing. So Leslie got first crack at everything, and we kind of spent the whole afternoon there after they left.
Literally the whole afternoon, because we were there till 5:45 when Mindo picked us up again to go on to the banquet.
Right. So there was an optional banquet with a full dinner and live music, and Stephanie Pearl McPhee was the keynote speaker, but that was an evening event. And so if you weren't interested in staying that, the way Leslie did it was wonderful. For us, by the end of all of it, I was so glad we had the bus driver, because I couldn't imagine wanting to drive back after all of that. And it was a glass or two of wine, and it was a nice way to go.
We just ate at a pub in Hood River, but and I had the best beet salad in my whole entire life.
Oh, I hate beets.
Oh my gosh, it was delicious.
I tried one for the first time in admittedly, my life.
So good.
The other day, and it was so disgusting.
Oh
I had to eat something to get the taste out of my mouth.
It was so good. And we had a bearded waiter serve us, and he was good looking, so that made it extra special too. And the view of the gorge was amazing.
Indoor and out, good view.
And then we had coffee at this cute coffee shop. We Googled coffee shops. We took a break from the gorge, Dear Sweet and I did. And we Googled coffee shops, and it was just funny because we're used to good coffee, we kind of like coffee a lot. And so we found one cute place, and we picked it only because it looked cute. And it was in this like old church type building, but it was really quaint and cute, and they served Stumptown coffee, which is good coffee.
Yeah,
so
Portland coffee.
Portland
coffee. So we sat there and knit for a while, and it was just this cute, hole in the wall kind of place. So it was fun to kind of explore and just, find some cute places to eat and stuff. So it was fun.
The nice thing about being stuck there, so to speak, is we went up, Melissa and I and Laura Jean and Shannon and JJ and a couple others ended up going upstairs of this place and finding some comfy chairs or the floor and just sat and knit. And it was actually kind of fun because what else are you going to do? You're going to sit and knit. That's what we like to do.
Right. For me, it worked out super well because the venue had huge windows and the natural light was just amazing. Gorgeous. So you could do a round on the vendor floor, grab a bite to eat, and then go relax for a little bit. Go eat, go knit, go chill out, and then when you were ready for some more, you could just hit back out on the floor again and just wander around. And and when we found some of our spots to sit and knit, you're just looking at views of the Columbia River and the dam and everything. So it was a really great mix of being able to rest and relax and not be overwhelmed, but then go down and play and chat and
eat.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't say enough good things. I just loved it. I thought it was like it goes on my list of like one of my most perfect days.
That's awesome.
I just have to, I don't know. I just thought
you were with your
Dear Sweet,
yes. And I saw you too.
Right, I know
you guys are both very dear and sweet too. I wish I could have seen you more, but
that
would have been nice. But it was like when you guys arrived, I knew you guys needed to get food, and we were ready for our second cup of coffee. So it was like we need to go somewhere and find good coffee because they didn't have good coffee there.
I wouldn't even try.
Yeah, several vendors too. We said it was probably our favorite, which surprised me because Dear Sweet had warned me that don't expect. It's definitely smaller than Off, and so I kind of went thinking, I'm not gonna love this very much, but I don't know. It just after she saw the new venue where it's at, because she's gone in the past, it was just I don't know.
Was this just the second one or like the fifth or something?
No, this is like the fifth. So it's been moved. It used to be held in the spring in Hood River.
Yes. That's right. Okay.
Now it's been taken over by someone else coordinating it, and it's been moved to the fall in the Columbia Gorge.
Yeah. And
so this is a very new, different experience than it has been before, but the same festival.
Well, and where they had it at the Readiness Center in the Dalles, I think that's a really new facility.
Yeah.
It felt very, very new.
And just very trendy. Modern. It was just very modern, which I'm not a huge modern person, but I can appreciate just these huge floor-to-ceiling windows and neat couches that don't obstruct your view of the gorge. I mean, it was just such a beautiful setting for
the mayor came to the banquet and thanked us all for coming.
Nice.
I mean, that's really nice for a couple of, because I mentioned it to my brother and sister-in-law who live in the Dalles, and I said, that was really nice. And they pointed out that just like ours here in Gladstone, the mayor is not a paid position. So, he truly did take just time out of his day. And as a consumer and as a traveler, whatever, it's always nice to know that they do appreciate you coming. It's not like, just another tourist in town. It's, we really like having you here. So, you know, if you're from out of state, you're going to be in Oregon. Gorge is a great place to visit. If you're in Oregon, no excuses. Go to the falls. Head on over.
It was cool.
Anyway, so we did do a little community service there in Hood Dalles, in the Dalles. So
I can see their shocked expressions right now.
right. I was probably the best behaved as far as I didn't really buy all that much.
Yeah. That's okay. You want me
That's
to start?
subjective.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to brag.
Yeah.
So what did you get, Leslie?
So I got a couple things. I did buy the Gorge, their t-shirt. I didn't bring it to show because, I don't know.
It's a brown
It's a
t-shirt.
brown t-shirt with orange writing, and orange is my favorite color, so, and it was a really good quality t-shirt, so. Bought that, and I bought this Not Another Hat felted garland kit. So it comes with all these felted balls with thread, and you thread them through and make a cute little, I took a picture of it, so Michelle has a picture of it to put on, but, so I haven't done it yet. 'Cause
Where are
I
you
thought
gonna
I would
hang
show
it?
you. Somewhere in my house.
Okay.
I don't know yet, but I'll probably leave it up here around because it's not necessarily Christmas.
No, there's like all kinds of gumdrop
yeah.
colors. It just looks happy.
And
Yeah,
it's
when
my
she
kind
had
of
it
colors.
sitting here on the table before
So.
we got started, I thought she brought us candy.
Thought it was candy.
She looked very
No, it wasn't
disappointed.
I was
candy.
disappointed, although I'm not really a gumdrop fan.
Me either. And I picked up these adorable stitch markers, which I have 2 of them on my featherweight cardigan, but I just thought they looked Christmassy to
They're
me.
very Christmassy.
I also Michelle took a picture of these also, so you'll see them up close, but they were really cute, and they were from Black Sheep Creamery.
Another thing that we really didn't
Yes,
see.
these were the
because
people that also sold
I didn't go look at the cheese.
the soap. I picked up pumpkin spice sheep milk soap, and it smells amazing. But this is from Dirty Man Soap Company in Chehalis, Washington. So these were both at the same booth.
You know what's funny is that even though we've just talked about how this was a much smaller venue,
Yeah.
that there could still be things that I missed.
Oh, and there's
You
well,
know?
and there's still so much stuff that I could have bought if my budget was unlimited, because there was so much stuff that I was like, oh, I shouldn't. Oh, I can't buy that. But I could have gone crazier by far. So easily.
I'm sure we can all relate.
Yes. And so I think all of us picked up some Lolo because we love Lolo bars. I picked up a little pumpkin, which I'd been wanting for the longest time because Michelle
Can
had
I
it.
smell that one?
Yes,
Isn't that
I
one
can smell
seasonal?
Yep. And it was the only one left when I got it. So
Yeah, my husband bought me that one at the same time that he bought. Hey, look, there's a squirrel for you to watch.
on the lines, the power lines. See?
Just because she just was mentioning that she doesn't get to watch them.
Yes.
I
And
do
then
leave my
picked up
neighborhood though.
Blue
but-
gardenia. This is my new favorite. I bought this for my daughter, but I snagged it today because it smells so good. And I bought my other daughter one also, but she actually
Which
is
one did
using
she get?
it. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't remember which one I got for her, but
I picked up
did you
a
wanna
few of
say which
those
ones you
too.
got?
Yeah, Deep Forest. Actually, it was kind of funny that I was watching Amy Beth, the fat squirrel, the other day, and she saw Lolo bars when she was at Rhinebeck, so she was going over the ones she had, and we're lucky enough that Lolo bars are local to us, and so she was talking about the smells that she got, and I got all the same smells. So chestnut and cedar, winter bliss, which is just this cozy warm smell, Deep Forest, and then Edward. I think Edward's going to go to my son, and she got a couple of smells too. Which ones did you pick up?
I actually only bought one, and I bought that Winter's Bliss, and I was going to mention it has become my favorite. I absolutely love that smell.
Nice.
It's fabulous.
Yep.
Nice.
I bought a chapstick, which
yeah.
I've already lost the lid to. I think I
Oh,
threw it out
man.
on accident.
Oh yeah, I got some of those.
Yeah.
The Lolo lip stuff.
Yeah.
I'll have to try theirs.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
Very cool. And these are the socks that I want to cast on like ASAP. This is Thoroughly Thwacked in their Wicked colorway.
And she's the one that's in Hillsboro.
Yes, and I just loved, as soon as I saw this, it was like, oh, I've been looking for Christmas yarn, that I could knit some Christmas socks, and when I saw this, I thought that's pretty dang close to what I kind of had in mind.
And then
So,
we went back, or we went to
beautiful.
that booth and we spotted the yarn that you bought.
Yeah,
And then when I
yeah.
saw that it was called Wicked, I just
I know.
had to laugh because of my Wicked experience.
Yes,
And it's
Aw.
like that's the joke that just keeps giving.
it does.
Michelle and I
love
are kind of
Wicked.
giggling, and the vendor Stacy's kind of looking at us like, okay.
What are you laughing at? You guys are crazy. Yeah. And then I picked up Bumble Birch. This is the booth that I could have bought everything that they had.
I love
And I
the colors.
told the lady that worked there, both of the ladies, I said, You guys have it so right. Like, I loved their booth setup. It was my style, which I don't know what that is, but it spoke to me.
It was clean. It was beautiful.
Yeah,
it
but
was
rustic
open.
and
You could
cool,
circulate.
and
I've got pictures.
yeah, and their personalities were amazing. They were very kind and sweet, and their colorways were just me. So I could have bought everything in their booth. But anyway, this is Forage, and the colorway is Caramel. And anyway, it's beautiful. So I'll probably do
Did you
a
see they
hatch
also
or
had
something.
days of the week colors too?
Yeah, we stayed a long time in their booth because we kept just
Did they have to ask
oohing
you
and
to leave?
awing. Yeah, they probably looked at us a little weird because we were there. We came back. We always do our round,
Right.
looking at everything, and then we go back and purchase.
Right.
Some things we just bought right offhand, but yeah, that's usually what we try to do. And then I was going to try not to buy fiber, but I had to buy this because I thought this was adorable. But this is Textiles Amano.
That smells good. Do you have something in
Fiber.
there that smells good?
Now I have my logo.
Oh, such
my
a
logo
dork.
on my hand.
Right. That's
But
exactly
this
what
color
I
I
said.
just thought was gorgeous. And I have a picture of it that I'll send you guys. But it's Fall Classic, I think
Definitely.
is the colorway.
It's
Very
definitely
apple.
And I loved it because they had them all set up on a shelf like this. And what they do is they spin some fiber and then they
Oh.
tie it in a bow on top so you can see what it's going to look like spun up.
That's
And
a
I just
cute
thought that was a
idea.
really neat idea. And it's just great because then you just take it off the shelf and it's already in a bag and you're good to go. So I thought that was a kind of a cool way of doing things. But
Definitely.
they were super sweet as well. Everybody was sweet. Everybody was
It was
kind.
a very
Yeah.
friendly atmosphere.
very
It was.
friendly.
And no animals.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Sorry.
I was thinking of fiber, but yeah, they're not live animals. They're fiber from animals, but yeah.
Yeah.
No animals.
Yeah, there's no barns.
No barns.
No barns.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Is that it, my dear?
That's
Okay.
it. That's it.
Well, I bought. I should let you go because a lot of what you bought, I bought. So I'll show you what I have, and then I'll just say yeah, me too. From Thoroughly Thwacked, I bought Pastry Bandit, which is one of my typical, way too bright for some people colorways. Doing this with the black for the off kilter shawl from Shannon Squire, and very excited to cast that on. And I had bought the Pastry Bandit while we were there, came home, found the pattern that I wanted to do, and realized I needed another color. So I wanted black, but I wanted it from the same dyer. So I got a hold of her, and she was very helpful to me in finding what I wanted to use. And then she also sent me 90 yards of a fingering weight just for free in this really pretty blue. So
That's pretty.
thank you. That's the only thing that I have that I'm not just going to say me too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. The first booth that really grabbed my attention was as soon as we walked in the doors, there was the Aria Designs booth, and they had amazing check glass buttons that had been hand painted. And so I got a few of those, which Michelle is probably making sure you can see here. And then they also had this really fun kind of spools of this wire stuff. It's this wire mesh that also it's hollow. So you can put beads inside of it or sculpt them and have it stay in position. And they had a necklace that
you're seeing right now.
That kind of inspired me. So I just kind of wanted to play with it. So I picked up a couple spools of that in a couple of different colors.
And I cannot wait to see what you do with that.
Yeah.
Because I loved it too. I would have no idea what to do with something like that.
I'm just going to play. I don't really have a game plan or anything like that. A little of this, little of that, and we'll see how it goes.
And I bought some buttons. In fact, Melissa had this one in her little bin that I told her, and I almost didn't say this because I didn't want her to give me her button, but I said, hey, if you find another one like that, or no, what I told her was, if you decide not to buy that one, let me know because I like it. And she let me buy it. So.
They just had trays and trays, and there's you're probably seeing a picture of the trays of just these beautiful, beautiful buttons. And these are buttons that I fully plan on doing projects are based on the
Totally.
button,
That's
designing
the kind of
around
button it is, yeah.
gorgeous dragonflies and things like that. Also, one of the places I definitely wanted to hit, it was Squire Country Crafts. who you've probably heard mentioned on here before. We did a giveaway from them a few episodes ago, and they do handmade wooden sock blockers. But they kind of go above the average in a lot of the sock blockers in their size ranges. They have sock blockers for babies and going all the way up to super duper ginormous, Sasquatch ones. And so I could get them in a size to fit my feet. So mine are going to be on their way to
somewhere
me very soon.
between newborn and young adult.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, and then I also love that they have mitten blockers, which is something a little more unique. I hadn't seen them, and they were just so friendly and personable, and I really enjoyed spending some time with them. So lots of cool woodwork. Oh, the other thing I thought was very cool is the Cat Bordy book, the footprints. They actually will do wooden footprints of your feet as a companion to that book. So I was really glad they made the trip out here from Montana. They were very, very nice. Let's see. I also want to stop by the Not Another hat booth, and they have put together these really great little kits. It was a pattern that was stop messing around and knit this shawl, and so it was a 2-color shawl pattern with a solid and a solid gray and then a variegated pink. And we know that I don't really pink doesn't super float my boat, so they were nice enough to let me swap that out for surprise green. So I got that, and then there was also this adorable, this is what really sold me on it, these great little project bags. So they are this perfect little very flat bottomed, rounded kind of dumpling wrist bag. So I really, really liked those. So all in that one kit. She stuck with the pink.
I don't absolutely love the pink, but when
it looked pretty knitted up.
It was beautiful in the sample.
Yep.
It really was.
Really
I was actually tempted to stick with the pink.
I love pink. It's one of my favorite colors, but when they said that they were willing to trade it out for her, I thought, well, I want to trade out too then. But then they said no, and so I said, I like the pink fine, thanks. No, it was all good.
You have to complain about pink as much as I do, apparently.
Yeah, well, no, actually the gal was very considerate. She took one look at her hair and was like, no, I can see why pink would be
exactly. She's like, I get it. Never mind. You can
Yeah.
you can pick whatever color you want.
Yeah.
So they were very, very nice about that. And so I was really happy to, Not Another Hat, the owner of Not Another Hat is Sarah, is the one who put on this huge undertaking of this fiber festival. So I wanted to make sure I supported her business too.
And it was the bag hanging that got my attention too.
Definitely.
It wasn't, I just saw that and was like, gotta have
And
it.
I love that little bag. I mean, llamas or alpacas, I'm not quite sure. The ears aren't quite definitive on that particular bag as to what species we're talking about. But it's adorable and I love it and I use it. I have been using it pretty much every day since we got them.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, it even has a pocket in there.
Pockets and
Oh, I
everything.
hadn't noticed that
She's
before.
just discovering
Yeah.
all the benefits.
Yeah, well, I've been really taken in with that artesian shawl. That's what I've been doing.
The other booth that I loved that was new and unusual to me was from Spinning Mind Designs. And unfortunately, she doesn't have a website, but she does have a Facebook page. And she made these beautiful magnetic shawl pins from these polished and smoothed rocks. And I have already put mine to the test and worn it with a heavy worsted weight shawl. And those magnets are strong. They are not going anywhere. And they worked beautifully. And I loved it.
And I loved her. She reminded me of my aunt. Actually, my aunt who kind of drives me nuts. But that's not why she reminded me of her. She just did. I really liked her. And she was so cute because whenever someone would come in, she wanted to demonstrate because she didn't want you ruining her stuff. And I don't blame her because these magnets are so strong that they can, when the magnets come together, if you don't do it real slow and gentle, it could crack the stone.
Or break the magnet, that sort of thing.
So as soon as we get home and I'm showing my husband these things because I thought they were so neat, picks them up before I can even say don't, and smack, they go together. And I'm like, well, no wonder she wants to, because
she was just very emphatic about wanting to demonstrate, and you slide the magnets apart and together, not push and pull them.
Because that's what we do with magnets. We want to let them do their thing. They are fun. But yeah, I bought two.
Michelle hung out in that booth for probably close to an hour.
I had very specific. I wanted one. like rocks. What can I say? And magnets. She's very kind, and here's the deal. So she doesn't have a website, but you can send her a picture of something that you're wanting to kind of match, and she will painstakingly pull out several different ones so that and help you decide. And that's what I was doing. I had my Six of Swords shawl with me, and so I said I'd like to find one for this, and she helped me find that's as you're looking at it, it's the green one. And then I had a picture on my phone of my artesian, which I at that point had just cast on, but she looked at that and helped me find one that would go with that. So yeah, you're right, I spent a lot of time in there.
She was so personable, and her level of customer service was just really to be commended.
Very nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
And that was all I got. That was all she wrote.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's, I mean, I don't think there's anything the only thing I wanted to mention, and the reason I had you grab this for me, was at the banquet I noticed Cynthia, I think it was Cynthia, one of the gals that went with us.
She's wonderful. She's so much fun.
She, I'm pretty sure it was her, was using a glasses case as a Notions container. And I thought that was brilliant because I have a lot of these around and they would fit so much, and they do. I mean, they stay closed really well. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I was so fascinated by that. And I don't know that
Do you have those just laying around?
I did, because all my sunglasses come in cases, and then I ruin sunglasses pretty darn quick. I don't mean to, and then but I can't just buy the cheap ones because they end up bugging my ears or whatever. So yeah, I have several of these just laying around, and so I might use it. But anyway, I just had to share that. Thanks,
Cynthia gets major props from me, because as we're sitting around the banquet in this beautiful hall filled with all kinds of exhibits, and the bluegrass music is playing and the wine is flowing and all that kind of stuff, she was doing beaded knitting. She makes these amazing, gorgeous little bags that she beads. So in that environment, she was doing beading. So
and she had a glass of wine.
So props to you, Cynthia.
Yeah.
She said she actually used to be one of my students.
Oh,
I've known her for years. She's wonderful. So yeah, highly recommend it. Oh, also we should probably note that the banquet itself and where the Fiber Festival itself were at two different venues.
yes.
And this ended up being where I was so grateful that we had elected to take the bus with the traveling you. So by the time we had this wonderful full meal and a glass of wine with dinner, and we had music and the speech and everything, and we had been out and about and doing our thing all day, we were a little on the sleepy side. So it was so nice just to be able to hop on the bus, have a driver, and just relax. The seats reclined and just chill out the whole way home. I actually packed my pillow, and so I slept the whole way
napped.
home.
I put on my one of my playlists and listened to music, and there was something else along that line that I was going to say something about, but I don't remember now.
I have to say really quick too, I was able to meet Christine from the Yarnings podcast, which she's one of my favorites. I watch her all the time. In fact, it was funny because I had just watched her that morning before I left for the Fiber Festival.
Really early and get going.
And it was just funny because she was showing off her Viajante and stuff like that, and that's what I'm knitting on. And so I saw her, and
So she was just there shopping.
She was there, yeah, 'cause she lives in Washington.
Okay.
So I was a little crazy and, went up to her and, I love you, you're wonderful. And she was so
Fangirled
sweet.
all over her.
Totally fangirled. It was funny because after I walked away, Angelique asked me, she was like, now, what podcast is she? And I was like, I couldn't even remember because I was just so like,
oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Which is funny. And she said hi on her latest episode to me, so that was sweet. And it was just fun to meet her. It's my first time meeting a podcaster out in public, so.
Oh, really?
It was pretty fun. And she was adorable and very cute. So, yeah. So that was super fun to meet her.
I'd be like that if I met Jimmy Page or something.
Well, it's kind of surreal when you get recognized or you meet somebody that you know, because we spend so much time with some of these people. It's kind of like we know them, and we forget that we don't.
I don't know you, but it does. I totally felt like I knew her. I was like, hey, getting your kitchen remodeled and like all this stuff.
You kind of feel like this kind of stalker person.
Yeah, I even saw her husband walking by, and I looked at him and I was like, how do I know him? And then I realized Instagram. I follow
Oh my
Christine on
gosh, that
Instagram.
was
I've seen her
funny.
husband on Instagram. But it just kind of threw me because I was thinking,
Yeah.
how do I know this man? I
That's
don't really
great.
know
Which
him.
is actually kind of funny because that's also why on my Instagram you don't see pictures of my kids and my husband unless I get their express permission because I've been knitting and working around the fiber world in this area for better than 10 years, and some things make me easily recognizable. And so there was something I posted with a picture of my husband in it, and he was out doing something, and somebody came up to him off the street, and she's like, "You're Mr. Mite," and so that name stuck
funny.
with him, and so yeah, my kids already have enough trauma with me being their mom, so that's why I don't post them on Instagram and that kind of thing. But it was surreal. I was teaching a class a month or two ago, and one of our viewers, who is very nice, and she's come and introduced herself and the thread and everything, and she was very pleasant, but she was the first person who's like, I know you from your podcast. So it's different. It's definitely different. It's a whole unique set of circumstances.
That doesn't happen to me, but I don't know if it's because I don't go places.
I've had people ask for my autograph. I'm like, I mean, they're joking somewhat,
Well, yeah.
but you know,
So
but
was
they've
it on a
watched
contract or
us.
something?
Yeah, but no, just because they've seen our podcast,
That's cute.
you know, which is cute. But and I was so stargazed with Christine, I didn't even ask to get a picture with her, and I should have.
Rookie.
Because I was like, I know, obviously I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but
I'm sorry we missed her.
Besides that, we saw your camera skills at the last
I
Fiber
know, yeah, I'm
Fest.
not so good at camera skills, so can't be trusted, especially when I'm starstruck, you know. And I don't get starstruck over people, but I don't know, it was cool to like see somebody that I
Well,
respect.
they feel like our friends.
They do, they totally do, totally do. Yeah, she's just a super sweet, happy person, and so she's fun to watch.
Excellent.
So check her out if you haven't already, but I'm sure you already have because she's awesome.
All right. So
Okay.
does that do it?
I think that's
I
it.
think so.
All right.
So have a great couple weeks. We'll see you back here in a couple weeks, and
It'll be after Thanksgiving, right?
I guess I don't even know when it is. I think it probably will.
Mm-hmm.
Right
Yeah.
after Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, part one. Let's go back to part one for just a moment. In our Stacy stock or knit along, Stacy said that she would donate a skein of yarn, so that might increase your interest in getting on this bandwagon because
Oh, man.
you could potentially win a skein of.
But we can't win.
No, it really wouldn't be right for us to
No.
win.
Darn.
So
No.
give
Get some of the
Audrey
coveted
some
mustache.
Yes.
competition.
Oh my goodness, those socks that she posted. I'm doing mine in the same colorway. Man,
The knee
rock
high, they were knee highs, I
star.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were
go
nice.
get it, girl.
Yep.
So
Uh-huh.
cute.
Thanks for the kick in the pants that I needed to get going on mine.
Nothing less than here will do.
Well, you make ankle highs on most people, they'll hit my knees.
Yeah, right. That's true. All right. Have a good one, guys.
Bye.
Bye.